Hello, it's Dan here, Tarn Lane Motorways. Hope you're all okay. So we're in the final stages now of Little Burford. I just thought I would give it a bit of an electrical rundown, really, make sure everything works as it should, or did work at one point. So we did a run last night. Both locos we have here are both 060 locos, and they appear to be stalling on the blades and the points, which is obviously a bit of an issue. Not all the time, it was probably once every 20 goes maybe, but just enough to be annoying and just take the fun out of using it, really, especially with sound as well. It obviously really highlights that there's an issue. So as you can see tonight, we just do a bit of a fast pan. We have the electrical gear all out, pliers, solder, track rubbers and all bits and bobs. So the issue I'm having is with these points of basically all 4 points, not just this one. This one's just easy to show you too. So the way Peco wire these points up is they basically rely on power getting to the centre of the point and the flog via these rails, the blades touching the outer rails, which is fine, probably for the first couple of days when they're nice and clean and shiny. However, after a little while, it does become unreliable. So your best bet is, especially if you're going to do like this, obviously glue down them and ballast it in, is to hardwire them. So you take a wire, you can just see it actually there, from the outer rail to the inner rail, which then, in theory, especially on double O, it then electrifies this rail right up here and the same the other side. So there's no issues then. You don't rely on contact between these two parts here, the blade and the rail, for power, which is a better system altogether. On double O, they have a nice little hinge system. Just trying to look for my phone here. Just here, a nice little hinge system which basically transfers power from there to there. Absolutely no problem at all whatsoever. Great job, fantastic. This is O gauge, and although the points are like 3 times as much, they decide to use fish plates between here and here. Basically, these fish plates are loose. So the idea being, when the point motor moves from one side to the other, obviously the blades can move. But being loose, and obviously with ballast and painting and bits and bobs, is that they soon get dirtied up, and then we start having issues with reliability. So a little bit of head scratch today as to what to do. I've seen a couple of different methods of doing this. Obviously the track's down, no way of pulling it back up, no way of getting to underneath it now. So sort of trying to do as tidy a job as I can do with what we've got to play with, really. So I'll come across this side, which is what I've done, and it seems to work fine. Can't see it being an issue. Is we have done, where it is there, you can probably just see the wires. Obviously the wires haven't been painted yet. It's taken a feed from the point motor below up to the blade fasteners here, which seems to work a treat. Because I've got the wires in now, it makes this all a little bit more stiffer and firm across here, where before, if you pulled the spring out, the actual blades would come loose from the fish plates and slide, and basically either drop off, which, well, they wouldn't drop off, but they go quite far forward to the point where the blade wouldn't sit where it's supposed to sit, and it wouldn't work correctly. So you have to sort of live with that horrible sort of snap noise when the point changes from left to right. So that's now done and gone. So we can move the points across. You can see they all sort of sit pretty good. There might be a bit of fine tuning there, but generally that isn't too bad now. So we've gone with that. I think that will do the job just right. I have to test mine out a few times, and absolutely crawl across it, not an issue. But the trouble with those 060s were that they were basically the length of the blade. So if the blade was dead, obviously it all comes to a grinding halt, which with being DCC sound does get rather annoying after a little while, having to use the hand of God. So we've overcome that issue. So whether I'm the first one to discover that, I don't know. So looking at YouTube, a couple of people have actually linked wires from this rail to that rail. I thought initially of running a very thin copper cable, literally a single strand of wire from this rail to this, but it's quite tight in there to actually get anything in there. So I think this is the best way of doing it. I'm not sure, but time will tell. But as I say, initial test results have come back and they are good to go. So we've just got this side to do now, and hopefully with the next couple of days we can do a proper video of it all running. Sort of scale speeds with the sounds and bits and bobs, and do something. We just I think we are literally there now. I don't think there's much more I can do to it, right? Really. I think there's some bits to go in the coal yard. I think there's a horse-drawn coal cart to go in there. But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, cheers for listening to my rambling on. Hopefully that might help somebody along the line with these O gauge points. Cheers, thank you very much, bye bye.